Welcome, Light Bears World. Welcome. Can you hear me all right? Let's see. Should be able to see my chat. Yes, we're going to be talking about some of the reasons why we should strive to get out of the mindset we've been forced to be equal with. As you know, the title is about dumb, how dumb we can obviously see they are. The Russian spy that they had found guilty here in the United States, but yet they turn around and still allow their American Caucasian citizens to travel back and forth to Russia without even thinking of the repercussions or situation that might put them into. Maybe they consider that a distraction and maybe they don't want to, but we need to stop thinking that these people have some kind of intellect that'll benefit us. I was listening on CNN also. They were talking about music of the 70s, talking about Marvin Gaye and Berry Gordy, and about how, and also Stevie Wonder, about how they were categorized as soul music. But don't you know that's the highest of the highest music that we have? That's the highest of the highest music in existence on this planet. It's soul music. Hold on, I found it. So, I don't understand how one could want to be like Marvin Gaye. He wanted to model after the likes of the Beatles. He wanted to model himself off of the likes of the Beatles. Let me turn around here for him. Let me see. I'm trying to turn the camera. He wanted to model himself off of the likes of the Beatles. And could you all, I couldn't understand why he would want to have the same artistic abilities that they had when their artistic abilities were way below any abilities we as the soul beholders create. You see what I'm saying? But somehow in the minds of our people, we think that they want to be more like us. They want more of our artistic abilities and stuff like that. Why would we want to lower ourselves? This plays a lot into our thinking. Why would we want to lower ourselves into a standard that is no standards? That is something that a group of people that can't really control their nature. So, and they don't have a choice of their nature. So it's like saying you're up here, but you're looking down and you're saying, how can I cut myself from my highness to get to their low grade? Because you don't recognize what you possess and what you have. You see, these people can tell us words like Satan, but we got to know that it means something for them and it means something different for us. Like I explained in my description, that Satan is our carbon. You see, we are carbon beings. And as I explained before in my video with the ship, that they claim to be some intelligent life forms from out of space, in their world, in their minds, as far reach as their minds can go is that. So instead of putting everything together that they were given and putting it towards that, they want to put it towards something that has their mind having them in a state of delusion, in a state of total delusion, always in a state of delusion. But I couldn't figure that out for the world of me, but for the life of me. But this is why we're in this situation. You see, we got to examine this need, this trickery that's been played on the minds of our elders in the 60s, in the 70s, also in the 50s as well. But the 50s, they had things a little bit more together, but they did fall victim to, they were cut off from themselves, from the true spirituality in the 50s. That's why money was able to come into the household of the black man and black woman, void of their creativity, and take the place of their creativity and push us right into the workforce, right back into slavery. Because we let go of our creativity that we had within ourselves, we went right back into slavery. You see? So what we need to do now is we really, 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 really need to look at the dumbness that is right in front of us. All the dumb things are happening, been done, and recognize that we need to dig for the truth. It wasn't as hard as I thought to come up to find the word, what the word said, break the word Satan down. Because I hear our people keep saying that Satan, they're the children of Satan. No, they're not the children of Satan. They think they're the children of Satan. Because they think if they were created, they had to be created by something that is much of their nature. But that is far from the truth. Satan, or Satan, which means basically soot. They call it dirt, of course, because white, when you get dirt on white, it's no longer clean. When you get carbon on white, it's no longer clean. So it's soot. And soot means carbon. Satan, means quand, and in Latin is quand, which means prison. So our carbon fell from the cosmos, come from the cosmos. Even though you see man and woman, black man and woman come together, that energy is still, he carries, the man carries, the woman carries, they both carry it, and it all comes from the cosmos. When we get together and we produce a cosmic carbon starseed. So it gets entrapped in the physical because we are existing in this physical place of existence, physical plane of existence. But to get an understanding of what white is void of everything. That's why they can call white pure. But it doesn't necessarily mean in the context of good and bad, the duality at all. Because it still has its goods and its bad as one. Like I said before, everything is one. But to understand why the things outside of us, the entities outside of us have coined Satan their enemy, we have to understand how powerful carbon imprisoned in the body is. Therefore, could we that are carbon imprisoned in the body be the ones to have enemies outside of us? No, because we're too powerful for that. But in the mind, we think that we surrender and we weaken our melanin to think that we have some enemy. And the boogeyman becomes Satan, which is ourselves. So that is not no enemy outside of us. That's why in the negative confessions and all the ancient writings, they speak of how when we do Ma'at, the Ma'at readings, it speaks that nothing can be against me because nothing is powerful. It's like saying when you come home from school, someone wants to get in a fight with you. They say, meet me after school bus at 4 o'clock, let's say, at such place. If you're fearful, then that would be your enemy. If you're strong and you're not fearful and you walk up to them and they end up running, then would you consider yourself having an enemy after that? Or would you consider that's just a weakling that tried me and realized that I was more powerful and I didn't need to waste his time because he knew that I would overpower them, you know? But if you cowered and walked past the place, they would probably chase you because they would sense that you had some kind of fear about them and that you were weak, that they had gotten you in a weak state because they had told you earlier that they were what they wanted to do to you. So they already had you in a state of fear. And what we say about what fear does to the melanin. This is why they had to have wars to flex their muscles. They had to have weapons to flex their might, and didn't try with just the hand and the fist. This is why they had to have whips and chains. This is why they had to have police officers now for nothing, because they produce majority of the crime on the planet. This is why they have to have all these things because of their fear of Satan, of carbon in the physical body existing on a higher plane. And what we need to do is stop having this fear, because the fear, like I said before, it is weakening us. And fear is everywhere. It's in the movies. You know, when you watch these movies, we should watch these movies in education and information, not for just plain entertainment. Because if we're jumping and we're getting afraid of everything, which we should be afraid of nothing, you know, I feel that we should not ever be afraid of anything, you know, but we tend to allow a lot of things to, yeah, police officers, hey Slick 93, yeah, police officers were the overseers. Yeah, police officers were the overseers, and they also were made to put fear into people. And this is a society of people that like to work with fear. They like to work with fear. And they like to divide things up. So, in knowing and understanding this, we should start using it to our benefit. You know, what we know only makes us stronger. You know, what we understand does not weaken us. You know, it makes us stronger. So when people go around saying Damians are the things that we have within us that help us. It's not a Charles Manson. It's not the man that killed the young 7-year-old girl. It's not none of that. It's a whole different world than what we've been made to see things as. These are actually their actions. You know, they like to hide behind excuses and reasons for things, but there's no excuse and there's no reason for what they do. It's just because of their canine needs. It's just being a canine beast and needing to victimize everything. So, in our understanding of this is why we need to put on the spiritual protection within us. You know, become the last dragons, per se, the grasshopper, the Karate Kid. You know, become all of that again. The Titans. You know, we need to become all of that again through the things that will strengthen our melanin. Hey Michael, welcome. Yeah, through the things that will strengthen our melanin and put us back where we need to be physically, because I truly, truly, truly know that it starts spiritually with us. And I wanted to show a few more of those videos because I've caught some videos. Hold on, let me fix it. found some videos of, I don't know what that's about. I found some videos of the, some UFO sightings. This is, one caught on, I'm gonna put it big so y'all can see it better. Okay, we're gonna, let's move this, if y'all can see it. It's kind of hazy. Thank you, the Slick 93. Oh, let me go back here. Shoot this. Okay. And I want to go back to the history again. Okay. And I don't know if this, okay, here we go. This one's a good one too. See that one? Let me make it big. This one's a little bit longer. And it's actually bigger. Seeing this one up close. Ain't that neat? Someone caught this on their cell phone. Yeah, I'm gonna get back into, let me see what this is. What's this one that I can,
Every so often, a UFO sighting occurs that is more interesting for what it tells us about our own government than for what it tells us about the UFO itself. The UFO event over Chicago's O'Hare Airport in 2006 is one such example. The short encounter was rather unremarkable as UFO sightings go, but the reaction of the airline and the FAA was anything but ordinary, suggesting some type of cover-up between the implicated authorities. What's more, the sighting reminds us that even
from
nearly
what
40
I'm,
years after the US government disavowed all responsibility for investigating UFOs, there are still many parties secretly involved in keeping UFO
close this
activity
out.
out of the public eye.
From what I'm learning from looking at these videos is they are similar to, the clouds. They're metallic looking, like the color of the clouds. So they pretty much blend in. They pretty much blend in, and they can also go invisible because they blend in with the air as well, just with the, because they are energy. You know, it's just energy. So energy, it can, because it's the way it comes into our atmosphere and becomes, it has the capability, it seems like it has the capability of making itself physical as well as making itself back into its state of just being energy, blending in with the rest of the energy in our air. You see what I'm saying? It has that capability. Did that answer your question? Yeah, they're so translucent that they can look like clouds. You see?
incident at O'Hare Airport occurred on the afternoon of November 7th, 2006, beginning at approximately 4:15 p.m. At least 12 personnel with United Airlines, managers, runway crew, and pilots, noticed a dark gray metallic disc hovering above the United Airlines gate. It was estimated to be at least 22 feet in diameter, and it hovered an estimated 1,500 feet off the ground. below a
Yeah,
heavy
it can
cloud
be
cover.
solid and not solid.
One
That's the
grounded pilot
capability,
announced his sightings
you
over
know?
radio, alerting a taxi mechanic and several other pilots to the presence of the object. At least 2 grounded pilots were able to lean out their cockpit windows and observe the object in great detail. A manager at United Airlines caught word of the sightings and ran outside to see the object for himself.
Yes,
He
they
then
do,
contacted
Michael.
the FAA
I
and
agree.
went out onto the concourse to join the other witnesses. Between 5 and 15 minutes after the earliest sighting, the object suddenly propelled itself directly upwards, piercing the clouds above and leaving a clearly defined hole in its wake. Witnesses could see blue sky through the opening before the wind gradually closed it in again. The story of the O'Hare UFO went almost completely unnoticed until the Chicago Tribune published an article on it on New Year's Day 2007, nearly 2 months after the fact. The online version became the highest-hitting article in the website's history. Other news outlets picked up the story as well, and John Hilkovich, a transportation reporter with the Chicago Tribune, started interviewing witnesses. Initially, both the FAA and United Airlines denied any knowledge of the event, but were forced to admit that this was a lie when an audio tape was leaked to the press that captured a United Airlines radio conversation on the date of the event. The tape records an airline supervisor, identified as Sue, asking several controllers at O'Hare if they had seen a flying disc over gate C-17. They initially laughed off the question, but she called back 15 minutes later to confirm that several pilots had seen the disc, and that one had captured a photograph of it. Unfortunately, this alleged photograph has never surfaced. The tape also records the control tower operators warning outgoing planes of the UFO and advising them to use caution. Even in the wake of the tape leak, United Airlines and the FAA continued to brush off the incident. Still, the airline prohibited any employees from discussing the incident with media. However, after the Chicago Tribune article compelled them to address the situation, a spokesperson from the FAA claimed that the alleged disc was nothing but the reflection of airport lights off the low cloud cover. The explanation was unconvincing, however, given that the sighting occurred in daylight.
There are witnesses
before any of
that
the
say
airport's
that
lights
they've
were turned
seen
on.
very tall black men.
This prompted a
collecting
second
discs.
attempt from another
Yeah,
FAA spokesperson.
I
who
believe, I
suggested
see
that
that,
the
I
UFO
know that,
was likely
yeah.
a misidentified
Not
weather
believe,
phenomenon
but
known as a hole-punched cloud. This explanation, too, did not stand up to reason, as journalist Leslie Kane soon discovered. Hole-punched clouds, formed when ice crystals from higher clouds fall down through a lower cloud shelf, punch a hole
you
in it,
see,
and evaporate in the
this
warm
is
air
where they're
below,
talking about the
only
cloud.
forming below freezing temperatures. The air at the altitude of the sighting on the day in question was 53 degrees Fahrenheit, well above freezing. What's more, the witnesses reported seeing the disc several minutes before the hole in the clouds, and the upward ascent of the alleged craft does not match the downward motion of the hole-punched cloud formation. In spite of the FAA's lack of interest, an independent UFO investigation group known as NARCAT conducted their own investigation of the O'Hare incident. A team of former NASA scientists, pilots, meteorologists, and aerospace engineers, among others, spent 5 months preparing a 154-page report that confirmed the presence of a physical object over O'Hare.
And they don't go out the
Co-authored by
atmosphere,
NARCAT's
NASA.
founder, Dr. Richard Haynes, stated that the object's maneuvers could not be explained by conventional means.
But I'm
His
sure
writings
it freaks
advised
them
the
out
FAA
that
to
something
launch their
can
own
come into our
investigation.
atmosphere.
To this day, the FAA has not done so. The sighting at O'Hare Airport is a well-supported and recent reminder that mass UFO sightings still occur, and that their witnesses still get stonewalled at all levels of government in their search for explanations. Hilkovich, who is intimately familiar with the operating protocols of the FAA, stressed in his reporting just how unusual it was for the administration to ignore the sighting, even when the most minor incursions into restricted airspace.
Well,
are
that's why I
regularly
speak
pursued
about
with interest.
fear.
He
Just
affirmed
because
that
they
FAA
fear something,
investigations
should we
into
fear
launch
it?
incidents far less extraordinary,
That's the
including
question.
spilled coffee pots in airport
We're a totally
lobbies.
different world than they are.
What's more, the nearly unanimous
Hey,
desire for cyber
CH38.
anonymity from witnesses suggests that
See?
there is still tremendous pressure
That's the question. We can't have this mindset of fear,
Whether this is the result of a deliberate conspiracy to impede UFO research
because
or just a function
what
of
they
sustained
are
public ridicule
is what
is
we
difficult
are.
to determine. But the incident at O'Hare is a firm
No,
reminder.
they're not coming to hurt
UFOs
us.
are
They are
real,
coming
and
to
the public has
assist in
not been made
bringing
aware of the
this
full
world
extent
down.
of their
Yes,
presence.
exactly.
Perhaps if
They
the
don't.
public and its
They
elected
don't come to.
representatives were more receptive to claims of UFO
Everything
activity,
is
then we
within
would all
us.
have a much greater
That's why I
understanding of the
say
phenomenon that haunts
when
our
people talk
skies.
about the flat Earth, around Earth, does it really make a difference? Because it's all an illusion. It's all within us. The Satan, so the carbon present within the physical existence due to time, due to the magnetic film, the magnetic film over the planet decreasing and the planet orbiting slow. It's slowed down and it goes clockwise instead of counterclockwise. When it goes counterclockwise, it'd be going back the negative to the positive. It'd be going back the way it's supposed to be going, the female to the male. Back the way it needs to go, counterclockwise. And let me see. Yeah, energy will be flowing back the way it needs to flow. Let's see. Well, I don't know why I did that. There it goes. I'll go to this one. CH38 says, I think that there will be peace. I think the reason was Esau is nervous because the signs of the times and judgment that's coming down the track. Exactly. Exactly. And we have to come out of the mindset, family. We need to come out of the superstitious thinking. To believe in things we don't understand. Superstition. To be made to believe from the minds of people who do not understand things. But we've taken on that mentality that we greatly need to shed from. Believe in things you don't understand. Superstition. Superstition is the way. Running on the wall. Exactly. Yeah, we have to remember, brothers and sisters, we bring out the best in people of other nations. Yeah. We have the music they want to be, they want to imitate. We have everything that they want to imitate. So, so we have to appreciate and understand those things about ourselves. If we don't, you see, we have people out here that want to, one thing I hate the most is people that want to lose their skin complexion and become lighter and don't realize the benefits of their skin and why they have it. Because we've been cut off from science and we've been fed a cover up for our spirituality. So the two have been, we've been void of science and spirituality for so long. For so long that our people have fallen for everything and anything because they know not themselves at all. They just know that there's some people that seem like they're winning. I say it again. They just know that it seems like we have some people that look like they're winning, but now we can see that it was all a facade, that it all was fakery, a lie, a deception, and just a game. Melanin is an intelligence. It's very much so. Very, very much so. But we got people that want to water themselves down and go out here and marry Becky and marry John Lou. Lou John, I should say. And they're just not proud of themselves and what they don't realize. If our melanin is on this thing, how I don't see it. I don't understand it. I think it seems like somewhere down the line the wires got crossed with our people. And this relationship with this entity outside of ourselves, the wires got crossed. And our people lost themselves into wanting to be more like what we thought outside of us was being successful and benefiting from, but there was benefiting from our demise all along. They were simply benefiting from the demise of the people of the sun, the children of the sun, the cosmos. So when that happens, that cannot happen because it affects the whole program, the whole system. As we see, everything's crumbling on this planet. And this system that was created to work, to be productive off of the backs of us is falling. Yeah, it does. It feels different. I've been feeling different for a long time now, though. I've been feeling it, and in my body, I tell you, I took my selenium, I took my niacin, I took my copper, I took my B complex, I took my iodine, everything I took, and then I drank my green shake, and I just felt this fire go through my whole body. I got real hot, kind of like when I get when I work out. Sometimes I can overdo my workout sometimes. And when I overdo the workout, I get hot and I start getting these hives, these red on fire hives. And it starts to feel burning or itching, like feeling. And I started feeling that just after I ate that and ate some food and drank that. I'm definitely going to try to do a vegetarian mukbang for you guys. I'm going to do a vegetarian mukbang. Yeah, today felt very different, but I've been feeling different, like I said, for a while now. Well, I'm not going to stay on too long. CH38 said, for me, if this sister is not dark-skinned, brown-skinned, and biracial, I'm not interested. If it's not one of the three, that's just how I was raised in my family. Yeah, I don't blame you. I don't blame you. I don't blame you. That's real. That's true. Yeah. I would never mess around with the Becky. That's good, CH38. I wouldn't write it. What it does is because they are a totally different world than what we are, you know. Yeah, I channel. I think I channel more when I do the videos. I channel when you can tell I channel before I come up and do a video. I either channel or like today I just got this off of watching television or information. You can hear it. Yeah. Yeah, it's the spirits are our spiritual, our family, our souls, they're around us. The energy is high. Um yeah, when I was just doing this video, I just thought I saw something walk behind me. But then right after I felt something walk behind me, that's when I seen the lights out in the window. So I thought, I don't know what it could have been. You know, it felt like two different things because what happened first was the shadow that walked behind me, and then I heard a voice. I heard a voice too. And then the window, I looked behind me and the window had the lights, a car coming. And I don't know, it could have been something outside, I thought. When you did your hangout at certain points, it sounded like you were channeling. Yeah, I was channeling. I was channeling. I think I did it. What happened to me, I went into a dazed state. Several times I went into a dazed state where I was just relaxed and just taking, like, I was just, you know, like you daydreaming. And I was just answering, saying things. That often happens. He said, your brother is a coon 38, but he's going to get his wake-up call when the race war starts. These people out here. Yeah, my brother is too, and I know several other people that are much like that. Yeah. Yeah, They're gonna get their wake up call. They're gonna learn. They're gonna recognize soon, you know, that you can't be in the mix of your enemy. If you already know your enemy's out here doing all this stuff, it's just not. You gotta have that protection over you where you know who you are, and you have risen in your status, your spiritual status. You have changed all that. You no longer think like the enemy, or being, your existence is not in the way of the enemy. Yeah, when the divine hand really speeds it up. Yeah. And I look forward to that time, to that moment. I look forward to that moment, I should say. You know, family. To that moment. Well, family, it's been great spending some more time with you all today. Okay. So I'm going to close it out, but with this message here that if we can see the dumbness that is going on, we need to rise way above it and know that we have no enemies on the outside of us, nor do we have friends. No friends or foes, you know, because it's not powerful enough to be an enemy. We have to know this in our minds. It's not powerful enough. If Satan is their enemy, then how can they be Satan's enemy? Satan, they don't have power to overpower Satan. So we need to think way above the level that we've been forced and pulled down to think. And with that said, true love, real peace, the higher self within, our soul. Until next time, family, peace and much love. Have a great day and live in the moment.